Hey, this is Russ Payton. This is an older episode of RPPR After Hours, our Patreon bonus podcast. We've been creating some great stuff on After Hours, so I wanted to give you all a sample from our archives. Every month, I'll be posting an older episode here on the main RPPR feed, but if you want to access all of After Hours, including our newest episodes, it only takes $2 a month to receive After Hours, RPPR Illustrated, and access to our Discord. So I've started a weekly live stream on our Discord where the RPPR cast and I watch weird videos and hang out and answer your questions and chat with you all. So, check it out. And anyways, enjoy the show and, thanks for listening. Hey, this is Ross Payton with Role-Playing Public Radio. This is RPPR After Hours. This episode is called Acute Poniosis of the Liver. And
oh, Jesus.
We don't actually have it. It has nothing to do with the liver, but it was a good pun. So
we do like puns here.
We do like puns. So in this episode, we're going to be reviewing four things, four separate books. We'll get those in a second. But we're also going to be talking about a horrifying subculture that I learned recently about on the internet. It's been around for a couple years, actually. And this is
somehow we've been spared it this long.
Yeah, we've been.
Or we just ignored the problem.
It at least goes back to 2012, if not to 2007. I think there are some references to it.
Yeah, this is people who self-hypnotize. They listen to self-hypnosis tapes to make themselves think that they're ponies, like from My Little Pony. And there's a Patreon for one. There's audio files you can listen to. It's like
what?
Yeah, just Shaun, do you want to describe what a segment of this would sound like?
Yeah, I did some research because just that intense self-loathing kicks in.
It's a terrible thing on the internet, so you have to dive right into it.
So yeah, I just full
That's
in.
an option.
I went from like my old roots, checked out a bunch of the forums. They were really fucked up. There's this whole Tulpa connection as well for making your own imaginary pony friend. That's been around for a while. But no. I finally tracked down one of these videos, and I hit play, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be horrible. Okay.
Oh, there's visuals, too.
Oh, there's visuals with some of them, but I went to an audio only first.
Yeah, okay.
Because I knew I couldn't handle the whole thing without like getting pissed off. So
yeah,
So this nasal voice kicks in to try and do this ASMR-esque thing, and it is a crit fail of an attempt to record, and then like the stereotypical wavering hypno pulse sound effect kicks in with a whoa, whoa, whoa.
So it's not even trance
you are
music.
A pony.
So they don't even have trance music over it. It's just that pulse.
Then they skip into.
It's more Anya-ish from what I understand.
I was thinking more of a John Teshi sort of new agey sort of thing.
Yeah, very music from the hearts of
Pony Wave.
Terrible space. Yeah.
Yes.
Pony Wave?
Pony.
No, Pony Wave.
It doesn't deserve a wave.
It's not even a wave. It's just new age. Okay, it kicks into that. No,
low
the
tide.
sounds of crashing waves, and this guy going through his nasal tone and trying to describe how you feel the wind against your face, and you are slowly feeling yourself feel the need to be on all fours. It's something like that. It slowly describes.
Your feet are now hooves.
Yeah, you are growing wings, and then there's like a forum post afterwards going, it's been a week and I can still feel the wings on my back, and I'm just like,
oh God.
Yeah.
I went deep on this one. All right.
So I think it goes without. Well, it should go without saying, but clearly these people aren't going to stop. So there's no point saying don't do that. But at RPPR, we could at least maybe encourage them to take this energy, this idea that they have, and maybe channel it to a more productive, more healthy form of hypnosis, self-hypnosis. So now, Tom.
Oh God, no! Going from that, I'm not going to be helping the situation. I promise you, I'm not.
Well, at least variety could be good.
Yeah, or at least make it amusing for other people.
Okay,
fair. That I can do.
Yeah.
And for any of the people who actually subscribe to this and might somehow be listening to our podcast, maybe this eases them in a little bit more.
Maybe you should not do that.
I ain't judging. I'm not going to judge.
I know you're not going to listen to that, but if not, maybe Tom, how should they maybe hypnotize themselves instead?
Well, it's got to serve my interests, of course.
Okay.
Naturally, because it's
But
all.
what are your interests?
Well, I don't know if our listeners know this. I am a furry.
What?
I know. I don't think I've ever said that except countless times over the past 10 years.
And every indication of every character you've ever played, ever, forever.
No, not all characters.
Okay.
No.
There are times when we don't let him play for it.
And those times I cry a little inside.
Like, you have to be a human in this one.
Fuck! Damn it! Like, fuck you, Ross.
Yeah.
Like, I think come on, there's room for a wolf person in this Call of Cthulhu game, right?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. He's the antagonist.
Like, that's me, right?
No.
Damn it! No, okay.
There's a wolf person at the meeting site.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, unless it was a Sailor Moon werewolf, no.
Okay.
That I would always allow.
Okay, well.
A werewolf who has a Sailor Moon transformation sequence.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
Exactly. See, that's the compromise.
Fuck you, Peyton!
Honestly,
It's a fucking monkey paw
But, okay,
situation.
so if you're knowing what kind of...
Anyways.
Okay, what kind of hypnosis thing I would do?
Yeah. What should they self-hypnotize? Because they want to
Well,
self-hypnotize.
obviously, I must create more furries because that's when you join, that's you sign a blood oath that you have to convert as
secret
many.
furry agenda, yeah.
Yes, of course. It's stay tuned in 2018. Just saying. Just saying.
All right.
But I would do it to where they have all the somewhat effed up interests in the fandom, like I do.
Yeah.
But they're more interested in talking about it than doing it.
Okay.
So, like, in this case, can I get vulgar?
In
Yeah, come on. I know
Yeah,
that.
not
Okay,
worst of you.
instead of I'm gonna stick
no fetishy thing. Well, anyways, but yeah, go on.
Okay, it's like I'm gonna stick my giant horse cock in your blah. Like, I just
Okay.
it's be like, to me, like, no. Let's analyze how that would happen. Like, well, how big is it? Like, well, I think it should be sizable. I think.
So you're talking like circumference and volume, like
No, yes, but then discussing.
Is there a chart to roll that?
But then the discussing of the physics involved. Like, don't you think that
the
would,
anatomy. Yeah.
it's like, don't you think that would create some kind of friction? Like, oh, I think yes, it would. But I think if I do this, perhaps some Kegel exercises, perhaps I could arrange for.
So Tom, it's a theoretical YIF coalition as opposed to a practical YIF coalition.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So how would please give me a sample of, well, I don't know, I'm regretting it as I ask this, but what would a sample of that self hypnosis sound like?
Oh Jesus!
Just give me.
I think it would have to be the voice I was just doing.
Okay, the
it's
nasally voice. Yeah.
No. More. This would have to be the more.
Well, you're trying to
scholarly.
hypnotize the person.
Yeah, and so you grasp your tool in your hand. It's like, does it interest you? Exactly how long might it be, both in the regular imperial measurements and the standard metric? Like, do you go for the standard shape or something more exotic and alien? Both have their advantages and disadvantages, and you must consider all of them before you.
Okay, so what kind of music? So I get the idea. So what kind of music is playing?
I'm thinking.
Rammstein in the background.
That's not really conducive to.
I think
hypnosis.
some light classical, like
Okay.
Moonlight Sonata might be good, or Moonlight Sonata, or Four Seasons maybe.
Okay.
All these something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Something
Pleasant.
to get the mind going.
So it's you're trying to make them more intellectual about their.
Yes. Oh, they'll
proclivities.
I know. Once again, I must reiterate. Oh, they still do everything, but it's just they're very thoughtful and inquisitive about.
So
it.
you're trying to make the Rhodes Scholar of furries.
Of furry porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked.
Yeah,
I told.
That's what I was getting clarification.
I mean, yeah, I think it's better than actually think, because you're also still you're still just looking at it from an abstract conceptual point of view. You're not actually tricking yourself into believing you have wings.
I'm not removing my own will and saying I am this thing.
Yeah.
And I've always been.
Yeah.
Because especially, come on, if you do it too well, like, I have wings, time to use them. You're dead.
Yeah, that's a safety hazard.
Yeah. I will never endanger.
That's how they get you.
I'll never endanger anybody.
Yeah, well.
I'm responsible. Until 2018, trust me. Stay tuned for 2018.
All right, so.
Specifically, June 2018. June 16th, 2018, 0500 hours.
What time zone? Oh, is that that's too secret.
Like, no, it's more the satellite.
minute
No,
shot?
it's it's hard to tell exactly where the satellite's going to be at the time.
Oh, you don't have the exact trajectory. at
No,
this
it's
point. All right.
Well, I'll have some more information probably by November,
Okay.
where I can give you a more accurate.
Well, we should. Well, you have a book to review too.
Probably Greenwich time.
Yeah. Okay. Greenwich time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
00. 0. So what did you bring to review?
Well, continuing, since I've reviewed all.
Speaking of dark forces.
Yeah, all three of the other books I own, I decided to bring the last book I own for the old World of Darkness Street Fighter.
Well, it's White Wolf. Storyteller is just not. It's not canonically linked to World of Darkness.
It's White Wolf.
It's White
What
Wolf,
I meant
yeah,
is
yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
old
yeah.
White Wolf
Yeah.
of Street Fighter, and this one is Secrets of Shadowaloo. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think this is just the book where, like, okay, we're going to take all the villain characters from Street Fighter 2 Turbo and stat them out, and then you can look at characters you're never, ever supposed to beat. That's exactly what it is. You know, they have, Vega, Sagat, and specifically M. Bison.
Yeah.
It's like, gaze upon these characters that you will never be as powerful as.
I mean, they're like more powerful than elder vampires, aren't they?
Yeah, M. Bison particularly, yeah, he could probably take on a Methuselah. With his manipulation of 7.
Wow, that's
Yeah, he could stop like, you should kill yourself. Like, good idea. Da-da-da-da-da-da, son.
well. To be fair, I mean, the way Raul Julia portrayed him in Street Fighter the movie, that's manipulation.
Except for in the book, he's portrayed as like 7'6", with biceps the size of a small country, and like glowing white eyes is this. I am God.
But despite everything else in that movie that went wrong, I felt that Raul Julia was projecting that.
Okay, Aaron,
I'll at least give it that.
But Aaron, come on, we're talking about the RPG, not the
Yeah.
movie. Two very different
See,
things.
the movie's a comedy, and the RPG is meant to be played seriously by people, which is really sad.
But it's pretty.
Which is why we brought it for comedy.
But yeah, all it really is, it's going over the organization, which is it's one of those criminal organizations where you go, how the hell have they just not conquered the world yet?
Very Illuminati-esque.
Oh, very Illuminati-esque. Like they have alien technology.
Aliens.
That's how they kind of think that they say that M. Bison got his powers is like some either alien or eldritch artifact. Yeah.
That's not in the Street Fighter canon, I don't think.
No, and
he was just incredibly
and
powerfully
he
psychic.
uses his psychic powers to create psychic zombies.
Yeah.
That he directly controls. So of course his minions are directly controlled by him and have no free will of their own.
Oh, okay.
that he somehow uses still to try to dominate the world through street fighting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, actually, that's the thing. The tournament is like a big deal in his plans that they never really explain how.
It's
like,
minor overlook.
Yeah, and of course he rules over it's technically the country of Shadowaloo. Mm-hmm. Which it's kind of like
This country is called the Mafia.
Is it like Baron Unterbite's little corner of Canada?
It's basically like Baron Unterbite's country.
Yeah.
Except the whole reason he did
Or
it.
Doctor Doom's Barovia or whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of like it's almost like a city-state type
Yeah.
thing.
It's Latveria.
Latveria, sorry.
Yeah.
Which
I'm sorry.
technically was a real.
And also, but really this is a very thin book. Not that the main book.
Are there any other villains more powerful than M. Bison, or is he?
Oh, no.
So he's the Cthulhu of the setting.
He is.
He eats 1d6 Street Fighters per round.
Yeah. Okay, Sagat as his second in command is only slightly less powerful.
Uh-huh.
Still with his burning desire of revenge for Ryu.
Did they ever stat out Ryu?
I think in the main book.
Yeah,
they
he's in
did.
the main book.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the primary fighters except for the villains here are in the main book.
Does Ryo stat out have a chance against Sagat?
Well, yeah, because he beat him in the main tournament. He beat him with like a Shoryuken punch that scarred his chest.
Well, I know that's the canon, but like game mechanic wise, would Ryo have a chance against this super Sagat?
Difficult to say. I'd say on paper, no.
Okay. Because do they do that thing where like they stat out Ryu and all those other characters as playable?
No. Okay, it's more. It's more in using vampire terms. No. Players are meant to be neonates. These guys are and Scylla.
Okay, and then
M.
Bison is God.
Yeah, and M. Bison is God. And when I was reading his stat for the first time, I kept looking at Guile's stats.
Yeah.
Because I know, his
Sonic Boom.
Guile's ultimate desire for revenge is to avenge his friend who died at M. Bison's hands. And I keep looking at their stats like, dude, get a new hobby. You're never going to get revenge on him. Ever. Ever.
With that line of thinking, just go home and be a family man.
Pretty much, yeah, just do it. Yeah, forget the tournament. Go home, hey.
Have a kid and make him your best friend.
Yeah, people die sometimes, okay?
Until M. Bison eventually kills you.
To be fair, though,
quest.
they didn't stat out Guile's theme music, which is a fucking weapon of destruction.
That might be, then again.
That's actually an
But then
ability.
what's more powerful, Guile or his music?
His music, there's no
Because
question.
it has an effect on
The
everybody
music
else.
having an effect on that's an actual technique power in the original book.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Guile's theme?
No, it's just
Music.
Theme music. Your theme will make you fight.
Well, they should say Guile's theme. If this plays while you do something, you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course...
I fight M. Bison. You win. You defeat him.
and of course, they also in the back of the book, he has a literal mountain fortress.
Need to put that as the theme song for this episode. Sorry. Mountain Fortress? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they say it's his palace, even though it's camouflaged in a mountain. But he's the head of a country, so he wouldn't need to do that. Also, it's where he keeps his artifacts, which we're not going to say if they're alien or, magical.
I mean, to be fair, even if he was a leader of his own country, it's a good thing to camouflage your palace/bunker because that's a real good place to get
I kind of think
airstrike.
But it's more, why bother securing it?
Yeah.
You're God.
No.
You could literally walk into the UN, demand the world, and no one could stop you.
But what if somebody busts into his place and steals his Clark's Law artifacts?
Yeah.
Or the Wu-Tang Clan album he bought out of spite.
Yes. If I listened to that, it would just be playing Guile's theme over and over again.
I bet it uses I bet it samples Guile's theme. That's why
Guile's
it's so
theme
powerful.
and Gary
Yeah.
Glitter's Hey Song, and that's how you dominate the world.
Yeah, the only thing is, that's his goal. Take over the world. And that's why, and again, looking at his stats, I wonder, then just do it.
Yeah.
You don't need a plan. Just go to the UN, I own the Earth now. Let anyone who dispute my claim step forward.
All right, they drop a bomb on you. Well, I punch
Psychic power. He can teleport away or punch the teleport away, or punch the idea of the bomb.
He's an exalted character.
Yeah, essentially that's what he is. He's literally an exalted character.
Wow.
Before exalted was a thing.
With that short-sightedness of goals, I just want to see a redo of Pinky and the Brain with M. Bison and Sagat.
Not Sagat, maybe Vega have
Pinky?
Yeah,
Vega would just go.
And I can't. And,
I don't.
and by the way, yes.
I don't know, M. Bison. What are we doing tonight?
See, actually, that would fit the theme song too. And Bison and Vega.
Yeah.
And Bison
See?
and Vega.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like, one fights bulls, the other's a god.
Or no. It's like one has psychic powers, the other has claws.
I'm sorry.
God, it's writing itself.
I know.
I know. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It's more Klaus.
Klaus.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You know that comedy show we're quoting is actually gone now. I think they canceled it.
Oh, that's been old.
Oh, there's copies of it.
Yeah. I know. Well, the clips are still on YouTube.
Yeah. So, but
Anyways.
the Graham.
Well, yeah.
Norton
Actually,
show, or-
I'm sorry.
it's
I
not
can't. Street Fighter Red Tape is what it was. But I can't now see Vega and not think that's how he sounds.
Well, yeah, of course.
You want to fight with a weapon? It's like Jesus Christ! It gives me an advantage. I should think so. Fighting with 3 butcher knives attached to your hand.
But yeah, kind of bring it back around. So my idea was just that maybe that's why they're failing every time is because they're just cartoonishly inept in spite of being that powerful.
Yeah, I mean, real life has a lot of examples of that. So I totally believe that.
It's mad. It's basically Cthulhu who also for some reason has an army,
And he fucking loves tournaments.
So is it
and he fucking loves tournaments.
So is this the same one who was in whatever horrible Street Fighter cartoon that was during the 90s who's sitting with the portable television going, yes, yes.
It's I mean, this is what's a copyright on that? Like 96, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. This is prime 90s.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, this is peak 90s.
Peak 90s, yeah.
1994.
94.
Oh, yeah.
A little, earlier than I thought, yeah. Anyway, basically a useless book. So
No, it's It's for GMs to terrify their players.
No,
That's
it's
all.
for GMs to end their game. Like,
That's true.
Sagat shows up and kicks you in the head and you die.
Well, yeah, it's like one of those Star Wars games where they stat out Darth Vader, but they're telling you, yeah, but if he shows up, your players are dead.
Yeah.
See, I will say going with like other systems or ones that were more competently made, Mutants and Masterminds at least had the intelligence to put up X character saying, if this person shows up,
You done
run.
fuck- you done fucked
This is
up.
a plot point. You don't use them in an actual fight.
Yeah.
So
Damage equals nope.
Yeah. It just, yeah. Anyways, a terrible book. But it
No,
has
but-
stats for bison.
No, apparently I checked back at the time. This was like an awaited book because finally we're gonna have like the big villains
Well,
all
sure.
statted out, like, and we're gonna fight them. Like, no.
Well, that was part of White Wolf's whole marketing strategy, anyways. Is people wanted the stats or the super high level powers for whatever impossible should only be an NPC character, anyways.
Yeah, no, that's true. Everyone wants to see Darth Vader's and Godzilla's,
And also, yeah,
put through those
I was
stats.
like, in the moves list, it actually has his Psycho Crusher move, which
Yeah.
they literally it's pretty much saying you can't ever learn this. Like, then why have it? Because it's cool.
Pretty much.
All right, sounds good. So Aaron, of course, who we of course. So we've seen Tom's idea for what people should self-hypnotize, but obviously
I stand by it.
Yeah, we know. But you had a different idea.
yeah, because looking outside of it, I don't ascribe to more of the furry community, so I don't have the full understanding.
2018, you will.
All right.
But see, that's forcing to it now.
Anyway,
You call it what you want.
Exactly.
You'll all call it the same thing in 2018.
the furry name.
The minute that I hear assimilation, I'm out.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
from that, I'm actually thinking that this could be taken more from just either, I wouldn't say conforming to a particular fan base, but more for conflict resolution, because there's at least too much of it where you would be able to, if people will just get too heated in arguments, and of course escalate to levels of violence that will leave either somebody injured or dead. Why don't you end up going to one of the genres in which most people survive almost any kind of injury, no matter how aggressively idiotic or over the top the fight gets?
okay.
Common Rider. So,
All right. I mean,
and I bring this up because, one, most of the fights going from the original series back in the 70s up till current revolve with a lot of most of the protagonists and the villains bantering and shit-talking each other constantly until they go into the fight, and most of the time it's just air punching and diving out of the way for those. So...
So a lot of posing and fireworks going off.
Exactly. Well, in this case, that is where the hypnosis goes in, because in their term, if they convince themselves hard enough through that they are the writers, they are the purveyors of justice, and they come up against each other, they're not really hurting anybody. They're just diving while they see the greatest explosions and fight choreography of their lives.
so what if one of these Kamen Rider self-hypnotized people gets into a conflict with someone who hasn't been hypnotized like that?
See, that's the beauty of the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
That's like inside the instructions is giving them specific areas key to their hometown, so they can actually go there, take care of that.
Live among your own kind.
Yeah. So
this hypnosis has GPS.
yeah, well, not GPS, but just the fact.
It's the internet age. I could see that.
No, at that point, no. It's actually what was that website that had the keywords?
Geocaching?
Geocache.
Yeah, okay.
So, for geocaching. So that went on there. So, and that's specifically one saying, like, if you want to go with the original ones, like Ichigo, Hongo.
Okay.
Well, it's like, hey, you want to do this? It's Stronger versus 5. So,
So I could just see the moral panic local news report. Bands of teenagers are gathering fireworks and doing martial art poses at each other as part of a gang initiation. They call themselves the Sentai. Oh, that's and
Those cartoons that are kind of
Yeah, they're clearly not in their own control. You should be worried about your teens tonight.
Which is funny because you're kind of talking about like the weird moral panic that happened when Power Rangers actually got popular.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, history repeats itself.
Except in this case, it's like, oh, you see some psychologist go off the side going, no, this is actually a therapeutic process we're trying. So if you could keep back, we do have fire extinguishers off the side just in case.
It's all fun and games till someone blows up a toe from misproperly set. Because I mean, this have hypnotize better have a lot of fireworks, pyrotechnics instructions in them. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, see, this is better because we can actually bring up a cottage industry from this. So
okay, so there's
nice.
seminars now.
Exactly now, and then we can make more money off of this because I'm gonna vacuum the hell out of this thing.
All right, what would a sample of that sound like? One of these tapes.
Oh God! So for them, immediately, how dare. Oh no! It would always be the sayings too. So specifically, how dare you impugn my honor? You will not get away with this, shocker. That was the name of the organization from the original one, which might be. Or,
you're not even going to. But that. So is it going to be done in that nasally hypnosis voice?
Oh no! We're actually getting. I need to. I have to find out who Segata's actor's name is. He, the guy who did Segata Santro, all the insane ones. He's the original, the first Kamen Rider, and he's still doing stuff to this day. So if we can get him on, saying like, "Can you just?" we will see what
hypnotize you want an elderly Japanese actor to yell at them.
That sharp heroic. Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Kamen Rider. Yeah. All right.
It's like, how can you say engine?
If you get hypnotized by that, you really want to be hypnotized.
Exactly.
All right. You had a book. Well, you're continuing your series.
Yeah, we're going. We're tapping deeper into the well that is time and time again. I'm going to be completely honest. This is a difficult read to get through.
Thanks, Noah.
No, and I'm not blaming Noah ever for this because he does find us wonderful things to laugh at. But again, it's only like 80 or so. Sorry, I take that back. It's only like 50 pages, and the text is so damn dense.
2 columns of text, no pictures. It's like 10 point
and
size.
the pictures,
10 point.
Yeah, and of course the pictures are just base diagrams most of the time. So
yeah.
But to refresh,
thanks 80s RPG graphic design.
I'd rate that.
Anytime, home slice.
Yeah.
No, that was sarcastic, Tom.
No, that was it responding.
Oh well, screw you, 1980s RPG graphic design.
Too late. I already did that.
But to give a quick refresher from the last time, this book revolves around a world in which a nuclear exchange occurred in 1992. That's like after the Soviets, who were still in existence at that time, became aggressive towards everybody. Specifically, Japan decided to invade Hokkaido for some reason.
Fuck you, Hokkaido.
Old beefs.
Yep,
Literally.
old beefs.
Yeah,
and they decided. And one Japanese MIT researcher, because he got drafted and was at one of the epicenters of the nuclear drops, became very depressed, created time travel to try to go back, and his discoveries were co-opted by the New World government, who, and I will remind you, the book specifically states that anybody traveling back in time cannot change the time frame. It is set in stone. That's not going to be done.
That's a physical law, not a legal law.
No, it's a physical law. I've rechecked this before, which makes it even more insane as I've read a little bit further in this book that
So there's no point in going back in time.
I know, but the GM's guide said, hey, here's some things you can learn about if the players go back and create paradox. There can't be fucking paradox unless your corpse shows up some way, and it still doesn't change history.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, depression doesn't usually cause time travel to be invented.
You didn't need a nuclear war either. It says like he got divorced and he made time travel because he was sad.
I know.
Like that's actually better than the nuclear war thing is why you don't even have to have him be sad. He's just like, we invented time travel. That's all you need for the premise.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they just have this huge labyrinthine backstory to it.
Thanks, 1980s RPG game design.
You're welcome.
Damn it!
But I went over a little bit in the third chapter, which is the actual organization, the BTA, the Bureau of Temporal Affairs. Mm-hmm. And this actually makes me really concerned about what they were doing if they could actually change time, because it just seems so loosely organized of a group that you put in here. And they have different rules that just make little to no sense. For one, they're recruiting. When they talk about who they want to be in here, they're pretty much saying, we want the best of the best, the brightest of the brightest. This needs to be bachelor, that's like BA or BS graduates.
Why?
Getting to that.
No, I mean, okay. Like,
So,
why?
Yeah,
why?
with that have that are basically Olympic class athletes and not over 25 years of age. Supposedly that these are the ones that would be able to survive the process. But then they split it off into different categories of who can be in there.
What benefit do they get from time travel?
So they get, as far as I can tell, that they're going back and doing something cool. And this is actually, I want to, I am dead serious on this. And this is from the book. Recruiters frequently find recruits from the field of people. Some of them will use their knowledge fieldwork, are caught by the romance and adventure of the tour of the BA. Others recognize that the enlistment in the BTA practically guarantees acceptance in a master's program, assuming one survives the enlistment. Somebody's doing is basically doing military enlistment for the college money by going back in fucking time.
Yeah, so what'd you do to prep for grad school? I went in this internship. Yeah, I went back in time. Saw the French Revolution.
Yeah,
no
basically
biggie.
Punch Hitler in the face.
Yeah, punch Hitler. Well, no, you can't do that because you can't change time.
So, but to know, yeah. So in this case, for this one, the WFCU graduates for the World Federation or whatever, university enlistments make up 50% of all BTA recruitments. The other ones, and this is where the numbers just go through, veterans, which are ones that are completing enlistments or from different national armies, are never make up more than 50%. And then you have, of course, why wouldn't you, the convicts. Let's send this death row inmate through time portal and see if he survives for the next 4 years. And
wait, you have to stay in time for 4 years.
Oh, you have to stay within the organization too. Although you will not. But if you keep surviving these jumps, which apparently you only make about for this 4-year enlistment about maybe 8 or 9 at the most. So
that's a lot of time travel.
I know.
When you think about it, convicts can actually be a good choice because, in penitentiaries, a lot of times they've learned to make do with a lot of...
They're very good at improvising, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no,
like
I mean, they could just invent things on the fly. They're like fucking MacGyvers in there. So
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
Usually for death.
I mean, you get a lot of convicts in one place. Good things can happen. I mean, look at Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't. That's going from there.
Well, I mean, historically.
No, it can go
love
through there,
Australia.
but this is also where the numbers come in too. So we had like 50% are at least students, 15% of these military veterans, and then they say convict enlistments rarely account for less than 25% of the volunteer force. So that's still not going with at least 100% of your recruitment, though.
Well, okay, so we don't need to go into all the minutiae. It's just this obviously is super expensive program. It's like multi-billion-dollar. Yeah.
And here's something even better for this, though.
Well, my question is, why? Why are they doing? Essentially, they're sending people on awesome adventure tours.
And that point, I'm still not getting to the reason why they've done this because, again, this thing is so fucking dense. Also, the thing is that when they're sending these teams back, because I guess they did outline certain ones here, and I'll get to that.
Yeah.
But the team structure, and this is what's even more fucked. Let's see. Oh,
you
yeah.
send the death row inmates with the people going for their grad school.
Yeah, they basically have just units that are coalesced together for these. Once formed, the teams are left as much to themselves as possible. How big a team, who runs it, and how they do it, specialties each member will pursue are matters for the team and its members to decide. Essentially, they group them up,
that's a good idea.
group them up, elect a class leader, and go off into the Neolithic period. Motherfucker!
We're just going to this beer hall and.
And we're totally not going to instigate anything.
We're just going to drink.
Meat hall, you mean? Meat hall?
Another fun
We
thing.
can do both.
Maybe
Why not?
have a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I heard this one in Munich is really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Another fun thing about this, they describe the whole panel because essentially this is your grand illustration of the time travel device. It's basically these platforms that you enter and exit from, and you actually have to jump through a literal hoop because the aperture is always 2 meters off the ground. So no matter where you're landing, you're basically doing a slider's jump into wherever you're going. And they stated that it's calculated like that, which means they could calculate it ground level where you could walk out. They're just choosing not to.
To be fair, that's actually probably a good idea because you don't want to accidentally merge with the ground, lose the top layer of your foot or something.
Remember 69?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
And another great thing is that with the jumps themselves, when they're doing the preps, because they're kind of treating this in the book like it's supposed to be prep for a NASA launch, essentially, that you're sending people into space. And you know everything that they have to do and everything that could cancel that. If a crew member is sick, if something is wrong with the device or whatnot. The other from words, where was it? Let's see. Oh, all metal items, because apparently metal is hard to... It's weird. Another weird rule they did, it's hard. It takes more energy to push metal objects into the past, but easier to pull them back from it. We don't know what the hell ever. Moving on. But here is, all metal items are confiscated. All written materials, particularly maps, are also confiscated. If such items are found, the jump is not called off. Instead, everything continues as planned, but team members can look forward to disciplinary action when they return. So, you are still sending people back who may be trying to infiltrate the organization to change time, even though they technically can't.
So, if I signed up, would they replace my fillings with like non-metal ones?
You get ceramic. You know, you get wood like George Washington.
Will they at least pay for it? Is all I'm asking. How's their insurance?
So,
I
actually,
imagine
their
it
medical
would
is
be
pretty good,
expensive.
actually, that they told you if you bang it back alive, you can be repaired or everything. They give you cloned limbs. They can repair almost anything.
So they're basically, this is just a super advanced civilization that's just fucking bored.
Probably, at this point, that's what we're going for.
All
So,
we have too many college students. Send them and die.
I'm not going to go with I'll leave the actual context for another time, but I wanted to get to one last thing.
Sure.
Which was going to Chapter 4 and we're talking about the dice. Now, before I say anything, and I know you just
the
saw
game
it.
mechanics, the dice rolling. Yeah.
Yes. Tom,
Yes.
what kind of dice do you think is used for this game?
Well, I know what type are used, but
We did discuss it.
We did discuss
Okay,
it.
did you see that? Or okay, Shaun, I will look at that. Sorry, we did this. What type of dice do you think are used for this game?
Well, if I wanted to give an intelligent answer, I would try to say percentile because they were popular. However, I wonder if maybe they're trying to push the D100s, or did they bust out the D30?
No, this is going a little bit. This is a D200 system that is you're instructed to roll 2 D20s in this. And just to give you the one example, I will try to keep this as brief as possible. The first method calls for a D20, which is numbered from 0 to 19, and the D10 numbered from... Oh, sorry, it's a D10 that they wanted to use. So D20 and a 10.
It's even dumber.
In this case, the gamer rolls 2 dice together, and the results from the D20 is multiplied by 10 and add the roll to the roll on the D10. So, for example...
You just have to do multiplication every time you want to roll.
Yeah, the gamer rolls 13 on the D20 and a 4 on the D10. The result would be 13 times 10 plus 4, 134. They have a second method, which I will not get into because I like you as my friends, and I will not subject you
we
to
like
that.
you. We like you too, Aaron.
So is this part of the systematic campaign to make gaming as inaccessible as possible to anybody who doesn't love math class?
Exactly.
I don't. You're giving them too much credit for anything. Like they're just like, oh, they're just typical grognard. Like, yeah, I've got to make my game better and blah blah blah, and
Yes.
more realistic for my game about bullshit time travel for no reasons.
So, Aaron, are you going to run the crossover game of
Please, no.
time and time again
No.
and Made RPG?
No.
All right, I kind of want to see that.
Okay,
now.
no. If it involves me taking both books and ritually burning them, yes.
Well, we did not condone book burning at RPPR.
That is a treasure made RPG. Seriously. Time and time again, go ahead with their double 20 bullshit, but
Yeah.
Well, no, I would do it in proxy with basically like binds of paper and then a printed cover over both of them. So,
I mean, I want to keep my
right.
Moe Moe roll charts, you know?
so we're more burned in effigy than anything else.
Some people just really like rolling dice and multiplying, man.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
And more power to them, but it's not selling a good game.
no, it's
I don't think anyone's going to mistake that for a good game. So you know what? There's no worries there.
no worries there.
So Shaun, self-hypnosis.
So many ideas, but unfortunately, they're not responsible.
like mine was.
Well, as long as maybe it's not damage prevention, but damage mitigation. As long as you mitigate the damage and make it really funny for everyone
See,
else.
that's the thing. It wouldn't be something I would go through myself. It would be something I just want to
Well,
see.
no one said doing it yourself. It's,
God, no.
It's to help the people who are hypnotizing themselves into ponies.
I just want to make sure that I'm entertained by this process. I want to make the world just a little more fantastical. Reality's a little too real sometimes. Option one, you find all those old school Looney Toony kind of, the old school cartoons, that kind of
Bugs Bunny et al.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, all of it. And you just get people to start believing that they are a cartoon character in that vein. seeing it kind of an almost Who Framed Roger Rabbit Toontown feel.
Okay, I only see one problem at the moment for this because
When they walk off a cliff?
exactly
Yeah,
because as much as the dangers that are presented in it's like for the common rider aspect of this for the fighting, I did specify that that we're doing air fights and
I
that
mainly
to-
made a point
to
of noting
trick
this is a highly irresponsible approach.
okay.
Simply for my own entertainment.
All right, moving right along then, as long as that's out in the field.
Even if they just walked and talked in a bizarre, but strangely unique cartoonish fashion, my day gets better. If you're in customer service, your day just lit up, okay? It's either that or everybody thinks they're in a JoJo cartoon. Nobody really fights because they think they're having stand fights. Everybody poses and talks in a really over-the-top voice, either screeching high or super deep and manly. And what would the ASMR for that sound like? I'm sorry, I'm calling it that. It would just depend on what you're being turned into there, but mainly it would just be...
You can feel your stand. It
would just be like an alternation between the translated versions of half the crap they say in the comic anyways. And yeah, some of it would just come off as super Englishy, I know, but it would be funny to listen to.
that one song you really like? Think of a superpower based on that song name. And an imaginary friend. That's your stand.
Yes.
See, the thing is, I would just get confused, seeing somebody walk out from a convenience store going, I don't know what that guy was talking about, but he told me to buy a ball of Ripple.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, you were right that would be very entertaining.
It would just...
I would rather have people self-hypnotize as JoJo's rather than as ponies. I mean...
I'll take the cartoons, the regular cartoony thing. I mean,
Yeah, the regular cartoon thing, you always are moving. Your hands are covered in white gloves. Feel the white gloves on your hands.
you need to talk in a more excited fashion. I mean, I would fucking love that as opposed to every fifth person is a really deep cover redneck, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with being a redneck, but still, I mean, it just gets old out here. Or, hi, I'm a pretentious college student. I'm going to sit there and kind of look down my nose at you while you're sitting there. That kind of thing. Just saying, every customer service job gets that much more entertaining.
Yeah,
You never know
no,
what's coming through next.
I would definitely support that. That's definitely mitigating the pony damage.
And you can also find
poniosis.
You can find somebody that you don't ever want to hear talk again and convince them that they have a Donald Duck voice. Holy shit, it's public service.
See, the only reason I would doubt that is just from personal experience in customer service. I had a woman who did actually speak in a high-toned voice where I worked, and every time she called in, no matter who it was, asked for Mickey Mouse.
No,
True story.
Nice.
no doubt.
So, of course, you have another thing to review.
Yes,
This is from Sam Johnson. Thank you.
We were gifted with a fantastic gift that we'll keep on giving, I'm sure.
Those
yes.
are words. I'm not sure I believe
Well,
them.
the game does have amazing in it.
Yes, it's the Amazing Engine, released by TSR in 1993. I did some research. It was basically supposed to be kind of a solution to having too many rule sets. It was their attempt
The
at-
universal system.
Yes, they wanted a universal. And so they released a series of setting books with a 32-page pamphlet that goes with each of them. That is pretty much the actual core game. With a system that could be interesting if they did the right thing with it and dropped most of the actual system aspects.
So in this case,
totally
it's supposed to be Fate, then.
Which would be great. So if you did some of the basic ideas they throw out there but never follow through with and went with Fate as a system, it could almost be cool. So the system it's pretty straightforward. It's a percentile-based system, like everything else for a while at that time, because TSR loved some percentile dice. You have 4 attribute sphere, essentially kind of areas with 2 attributes under each, right? You assign you assign priorities, and that determines how much dice you get to roll to determine your base stat, which is a percentile score. If you want to do a certain thing, it is assigned to a particular stat. That's your success. The problem is your starting stat. If it's a priority attribute, you roll 4d10 and add them. The thing you're good at can be up to 40% chance of success. The things you're not so good at are 3d10.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And skills are just gatekeepers that say, yes, you can attempt a thing without a penalty.
All right.
So-
well, that's certainly amazing.
Them's Palladium odds, all right?
Yeah.
I don't like that. But they keep
Well, I mean, climbing up and down are the same chance.
right. So
It's not different.
At least that.
So it's got that over Palladium.
So I guess the thing that's interesting about it, though, is they have this idea of a core character versus an actual player character.
Okay.
The core character is I like playing a certain type of character with certain stat sets. So I want to play a con artist. Okay. Con man means you want to focus on the influence sphere for being charismatic and whatnot. Cool. Great. Intelligence for being fast on your feet, whatever. And then if the setting changes, all of the experience that you've built into this core character can be carried through to the next one. That determines what you roll up for.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like that idea. Basically, it almost creates this almost reincarnation sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of a JoJo thing.
Well, I was going to go for something else with that, but but no, yeah. So they made a
everything
series of
should be a
settings,
JoJo.
and
No. and this is coming from the fact that I'm somebody who actually doesn't mind JoJo that much, and the JoJo break needs to be pushed a little bit.
But I mean, they released a whole bunch of settings for this: Bug Hunters, the Galactose Barrier, Chromosome, Magitech. which I believe we
Whoa!
talked
Chromosome.
with a K, Biopunk. Metamorphosis Alpha got redone with this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Once and Future King and Tabloid.
All right.
So yeah, then they also did one more that is the one that I reviewed because it was packaged with this system guide.
Yeah.
Which was For Fairy, Queen, and Country. And
Unfortunately, this is not like a British Lady Gaga thing.
no.
That would have made it amazing.
Actually, the
Or about the band queen.
God, no, that would be the best game so
No,
far.
instead, I was presented with a kind of mediocre
Yeah.
offering that didn't explain things very well.
Okay.
Except they really wanted you to understand Victorian England.
Is it like magic but Victorian England?
Fairy magic, but Victorian England.
Okay.
It's Victorian England.
So like those fairy photos and Arthur Mackin and
Yeah.
crap like that.
Which seems like the cover's trying to do, but to me, it just seems like it's failing at being the Sgt. Pepper's
It's a
cover.
photo. It's a photo collage, by the way, for those listening. With like one of a Victorian photo of a couple. Behind that's a procession.
I think
And then
that's
some-
actually Victoria herself.
And then there's a presentation. But pictures of like bat-winged fairies on toadstools and a ogre-looking thing behind a banister. Anyhow, so they don't really give a lot of guidance for what kind of games to run in this. They don't give any real character examples. They don't. I mean, at least the main book gave some character examples.
So what's the main conflict? Is there one?
No. What's the main plot? What's the meta plot? Nothing. It's just a bunch of set pieces, a magic system they pretty much lifted from Ars Magica, and and a whole bunch of explanations that I think were possibly lifted from the Victorian horror section of GURPS Horror.
Wow.
So just
Well,
it sounds like
those books were good.
So in this case, that just seems like it hodgepodged so many things that they could find.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of bland. I mean, it presents like fairy courts and stuff like that, but it's just enough like here's the facts, here's how it works. There's no sample adventure. There's no sense of what you're really supposed to be doing, except I guess you're supposed to be solving mysteries or going on some weird Victoriana-ish comedy of manners thing. I don't fucking know.
We're going on an adventure.
They don't specify. And the best part is when it talks about raising stats and skills, the system guide says that experience expenditures for specific stats will always vary based on the setting. It will be specified in the setting book. No. Doesn't fucking happen.
No.
So it gives this very...
Here's this one vital rule that you always need to run a game. It's in this other book. The other book. Nope.
Yeah. It gives you this details of how to speak proper English and different slang things. With Welsh, I love that they just give a paragraph with no real actual words, just saying it's going to be confusing. Just throw boyo and look you here occasionally. But then, okay, I think that kind of has to get addressed because it does come up in multiple games. Like in GURPS, if your character was essentially going to be treated like a second-class citizen, you get a kickback for it, right? Makes sense, balances the character. The Lot of Women. It gives a whole...
Okay. Yeah.
what I'm going to say is this. This is a demonstration of how a lot of TSR stuff from this time period is trying too hard to be simulationist.
Yeah.
Basically saying sexism is entrenched in the time period. Deal with it is essentially the
Magic's real, but sexism is still. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what they're doing.
We have
here.
magic, but nope, women got to know their place. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's-
TSR.
Thanks for reinforcing that.
I don't
I know
have
it's
a
kind
voice
of
for
dark,
that.
guys, but that's one of the things. Just like, what the fuck?
Well, that's a good segue into my version of self-hypnosis.
Okay, yeah, that actually works.
So mine is, you're in your favorite comic store. Someone's expressing an interest in a comic book character you like. They don't know as much as you do about that character. It's okay. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to quiz them on how much they know about that character. You don't have to ask them if they know who the character's original artist is or who created them. Or you don't have to ask them about the thing on their shirt that they're wearing. You don't have to be that guy. Don't be that guy. You're not that guy at the comic book store. You're not going to make a scene. You're not going to make anyone feel uncomfortable. You're just there to have a good time. Everyone else is going to have a good time. And so that's basically it. Is not be that guy.
And we could do the addendum too, is saying with it, hey, that's like they're showing that interest. You can just say, hey, if you like that, that's where that's where those comics are over there to read. If you're interested, have a nice day.
Someone on the internet is having a different opinion than you,
And that's okay.
and that's okay. And you don't have to find out their home address and post it on the internet. You don't have to send them death threats. In fact, you don't. You would be horrified to do such a thing. And if someone were to tell you that they did that, you would sever all ties with them and tell them that they're an asshole because you're not that guy.
We know that you thought the previous edition of this game was far superior, but please don't spend 5 motherfucking hours detailing the precise reasons why that edition of that war game that only 2 people in the store are playing outside of yourself is better.
So yeah, I don't know if that's going to be as popular as wanting to turn yourself into a pony, but if they
more
don't
useful.
listen to it, maybe we
I
just
think that's more useful, than anything
I think
else.
it'd be a social service.
my plan B is to just deprogram them like a cult. Like we get cult deprogrammers to grab people from game stores and just strap them in a windowless room and play that until they agree with it.
Or do it kind of like Clockwork Orange style with some visuals too.
I don't know.
It's kind of like mind your own business.
Yeah.
Just get
Or maybe
fun.
it's terrible T-shirt mashups, like Deadpool coming out of a TARDIS. It's like that doesn't make any sense. What does that even mean? And it's like no, those characters have nothing to do with each other. Or Rick and Morty, but Rick is a Gyarados and Morty is Ash from Pokemon, and like that doesn't make any fucking sense. And on, just terrible T-shirt mashups until they finally says, "I don't want to wear that as a T-shirt. I'm sorry. It's just 2 things. I don't get it. It's stupid."
Or like Godzilla's at a beatnik bar.
Okay.
Like again.
That's actually kind of funny, though.
Well, it has to be 2 nerd things. So, like, beatniks aren't nerd enough. Like, so if it was Godzilla and Godzilla sitting on the Iron Throne.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
That, like, what does that even mean? Like, he's too big for one, and it's just dumb. So, yeah.
Or well, if he's human sized, then he's just a lizard. Then he's
Yeah, exactly.
So would an accompaniment to this be every
Or
time
no, the obvious Godzilla one would be having Khaleesi standing behind standing in front of Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
But still, that's no. I know, and they're gonna be so. Oh my god, I want that as a T-shirt. It's like, just okay. Anyways, moving on.
say something?
It sounds like it sounds like that kind of diverged into a little bit more of something you have a problem with.
So
There's a Tumblr I follow called Just Two Things, and it just posts T-shirts that are just 2 things. There's no idea.
That doesn't make sense with the matchup at all, or
Yeah, it's just 2 arbitrary nerd things put together.
okay, so as part of the deprogramming process, would there be electrodes involved? And every time the phrase "well" actually occurs, they get shocked.
There wasn't, but there is now.
Because
That's a good idea.
well, actually,
also there needs to be a little candy drawer that actually spits out whatever they like to eat, like just Mike and Ike's or something else. Anytime they say, okay, we'll go with that. Immediately saying, well, that's cool. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay. So that's my deprogramming. I mean, sorry, self-hypnosis. So we'll see how that is. But yeah, of course, I have a review of something that is also, we'll say, it's not good in that it is terrible. In many ways, this is Citadel of Fire from Judges Guild, purveyors of approved for use with Dungeons and Dragons.
That art looks familiar.
That art is familiar because that's Kevin Symbieta doing the artwork. This is copyright 1980, by the way. He did the back art too. Very classy of an evil wizard on a throne with a nearly naked woman there that looks traced from some pinup magazine.
I was going to say the face looks off.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's normal. But also, all the wizards here, they look exactly like the 70s DC Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, a
all
little
the
bit.
same. There's no
Are you
difference.
saying Kevin Symbieta is derivative?
Why would I say that, Ross?
No, he didn't. He just did the cover art. Didn't do any of the interior stuff. So
that's one thing this book has over its cover.
So this is a adventure module, basically a big dungeon with multiple levels, and there's a very thin backstory in that a long time ago, an evil wizard came called Nthrax.
Nthrax?
Yeah, it's literally Nrathax.
Nthrax.
Nthrax. The black, he came to a hill and he summoned a bunch of demons and he had this demons build him a citadel.
Okay, then.
Sorry, that's Shaun's face during that.
So many problems with every part of that.
Yep.
He is Nrathax. First off, let's just start with that. I better find a fucking gun in that dungeon.
You'll never find the things you want.
So it was made of, he just had the demons building a big citadel on a hill.
For reasons.
And then like 2 years later, after he finished that, he made an alliance with the Goblin King. The Goblin, in exchange for, he had the Goblin King start carving out a dungeon beneath the citadel. And then the goblins enjoyed the protection of the wizard and his demons.
Oh, I get this now. I actually, early on right now, you said he has this horrible citadel that he had demons built, and now
Citadel Fire, of course, by the way, there's nothing really fiery in it. I mean,
Fire.
Okay, that makes even more sense, too, because he's calling it the Citadel of Fire. He's built this by demons. He's subcontracted it to that. He is a midlife crisis divorcee wizard. This is his coping mechanism.
That's a better reason than anything that you're doing.
So he built his magic man pad. Is that it?
His magic man cave.
So he lives there for 200 years.
Like you do.
And then he dies. And Goblin Kings come and go. But then his son took over. Dweenar.
What?
Dweenar.
Dweebar, son of Nrathax.
Dwenar.
Dude, you're killing Aaron over there.
That's great.
There's one lad with the name of Dweenar, the evil wizard and master of the Citadel of Fire.
Somebody run a fantasy game so I can use that name.
Dweenar. I study the black arts in the Citadel of Fire.
Do you like ponies?
Have you met my
to be one?
Have you met my friend Gargamel? He chases tiny blue people.
Dweenar built more levels of the dungeon, including an underground arena. And then he enslaved the surrounding population by sending the goblins out, to attack things. And then Tol Axbel took over after Dweenar. Tol Axbel, that's two
He
words.
sounds a little more manly.
Let's see here. He kept up the traditions of evil. So they have traditions. He started the Arena of Death. I mean, there was already an arena built, but I guess there's only one arena in the dungeon, by the way.
But before they only fought to the first person last.
Is he just like keep the death and death day kind of traditions or what?
I guess. He added the excavations and he took human slaves. And then little's changed since then. Before he death, Tol Axbel passed the keys to the tower and the staff of Nthrax. Nrathax to the next rule. So 7 times his staff passed since Tol Axbel. Now Uramig wields the staff. Uramig.
Bless you.
All right, maybe you guys take fucking Yramag. Ramag.
Do these people?
And maybe it's a silent Y. Ramag.
Oh, I was thinking this
Do
more
all
like
of these evil wizards just come from the continent of consonants?
I was just going to say the
there's
last name
A's.
sounds kind
I
of
know.
Nordic, actually. So
The what?
The last name kind of sounds like more Old Nordic, but
All right.
You know.
So that's the current evil wizard, Ramag, or Ramag. Anyways,
Ragnar.
they have his
Mags.
stats.
He's Magsy.
Now, interesting thing, the staff of Nethrax is actually like a key, it's literally the key to the Citadel. You can't open the door to the outside without the staff. So there's a ton of minions in this Citadel, so they're all trapped. But the thing is, they're not really trapped because 2 of the dungeon levels have surface exits to the surface. So but they don't show where in them. You see, the geography of this makes no fucking sense.
Okay, so that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Master, will you let us loose? Never! Well, can I just use the surface entrance? Fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just put the camo flat back over when you're done.
But tell me only you're doing it when you're going to the store.
Yeah, they have 2 hex maps, of course, that show.
Oh, Jesus, of course they have.
Welcome
where
back.
the Citadel is, but one is at a 0.2 mile. Every hex representing 0.2 miles. So five hexes to the mile, and then one is 42 feet per hex. So
Because, of course.
Why?
I don't know. What's interesting though is neither of these, as far as, and I looked for literally minutes to find out where these 2 surface exits pop up, because there's 2 surface exits in the dungeon on level 1 and 2. And I don't know where they show up. Like, are they over here, or are they? How the fuck do you, when you go from the? Yeah. So
Maybe it's like that emergency hatch that pops up during Dead by Daylight when you're the only survivor.
Anyways, the important thing though is they had a great innovation in this scenario, because Ramag is
Magsy.
is the big bad guy, and you don't, it's kind of boring if he's just in the last room. I mean, if you're a big evil wizard, you're just gonna sit in your bedroom all the time,
Well,
or
maybe.
you're
I mean,
No.
well, maybe.
Hikikomori wizard. I can
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, jeez, I gotta do this.
Well, he's literally got hundreds of minions under his command. He's got an arena of death. There's a bar in the dungeon.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
This place sounds fly.
it is.
Like, it's this bachelor pad. This wizard's bachelor pad. That just passed on for you.
It's also there's a lot of mention of female slaves being kept. So it's super creepy in that old school early '80s kind of way.
Oh yeah.
Late '70s. Anyways, but Ramag, they said, well, where he could show up anywhere in the dungeon, but of course, because this is an old school D&D type game, we can't just let the GM decide things. We have to have random tables.
Oh, God.
Oh hell yeah.
There's literally 2 pages of random tables to determine where he is any given day.
Oh my God,
and
the font on that.
yeah, this is all the font. This is all this like
God,
mono
that shit is
space
tiny,
curry.
and I'm sitting right here.
You maybe talking.
I'm literally sitting right next to you, and I can barely see it.
Yeah. So
On a related note, I actually have a really old Palladium book that's the exact.
So so there's we roll to determine where he is and what he's doing. So if someone wants to grab that D20, we can start determining some things.
All right, where there?
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to roll, Aaron? Do you want the first roll or?
No, you could take that one.
All right, Ramak, where the fuck are you? I hope you're in the bar. 20.
20. Oh, he's in his wizard's workshop.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to find out what he's doing?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is this gentleman doing?
Yep. Roll D20.
15.
15. He's practicing.
Okay, what is he practicing?
Golf.
Let's see.
Jolf.
He's working on a swing. Wait, does this dungeon? It's got everything else. Does it have a lights out?
They don't have a table. Oh my god. They don't have something for practicing. Those fuckers. These are incomplete tables.
Headcanon, he's practicing miniature golf.
We'll roll again. Let's do another activity.
Okay. 12.
12. He's in a trance.
Kill him.
Is he in a trance or trancing? I mean,
That's different, I guess. So,
Oh, there's a meditating table, so maybe roll that.
what is he meditating on?
7.
He's standing on his head. That's how.
Fuck you, tables.
What's your evil wizard doing today? Let's find out. All right, so your evil wizard standing on his head. Aaron, what's your evil wizard doing?
Okay, so let's see. What was the evil wizard doing today?
Yep.
11.
He's visiting. There is a visiting table. Roll
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Who is visiting with the wizard? Has his kid
a
have
visiting or a visiting?
No, he's
table?
visiting.
Oh, he's visiting.
He's not even in the dungeon.
Oh, he's visited by. Oh God, what the hell? 19.
19. He's visiting an archive, and he'll be gone for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shaun, what's your evil wizard doing?
It's just a black bar over the screen. No, 10.
10. He's hunting.
Ooh.
He's hunting. Let's see if there's a hunting subtable.
Nope.
No. Oh, there is.
Okay.
There is. Roll for it.
9.
Rats.
He's hunting rats.
He's hunting rats.
What the fuck is wrong with my wizard? Everybody else is like, I'm meditating by standing on my head. I'm out seeing the archives. I'm finding rats.
You have the hillbilly one.
I would love.
He could also be hunting turkey or a possum.
Oh my god! Headcanon, he's going for possum.
Shaun, you found Jimbo the all-powerful.
Listen, Jimbo will fuck you up, dude. All right.
Do not have Dweenar once hunted many a rat.
Oh, Dweenar.
We could just try some of these other ones. Oh, there's literally a sleeping table.
Oh God.
What? Yep.
Is that determining how?
What kind of
restful-
sleep he's doing? Yeah.
Let's start it.
All right, Aaron.
No. Well, we're going the round, so you're first. So
13.
Drowsy. It's a drowsy sleep. He'll wake up on a 1 to 10 on a D20 check for
All right.
Sleep with one eye open.
6.
It's insomnia. 1, 2. Yeah, he'll wake up real quickly.
Oh God.
Well, let's look at some of the other table. I'll let you choose.
Okay.
Partying, party activity, exploring, studying, experimenting, interrogating, meditating, sitting in state, feasting, political parties, feeling, toiletry, lounging, entertainment, ceremony, and inspecting.
Okay, we're going with toiletry because I will be full disclosure. Ross and I discussed this last night.
Oh,
Let's-
yeah.
Let's see if I get what that is.
Yeah, there's 20 activities for him. to do.
10.
He's steaming.
Steaming he's in the steam bath? Or is he,
I would imagine so.
Or is he dropping a steamer? I mean, what? What are we talking
No,
about?
that would be bodily function. 19.
Oh, wow. It's actually.
Yeah, it's all actually on there. You could canonically have your evil wizard taking a shit that takes all day long because this is his activity for the day.
He's in a cleanse.
He's in a cleanse. It's a wow. Yeah,
It's a colonic lens.
it must be.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, mine. Party.
Yeah.
Let's party.
Party. All right. We'll do both partying and party activities.
Okay, so.
Go ahead.
Is pin the tail on the donkey one of those?
Well, let's choose party activity. That's actually a 1 through 10, so you can just.
Okay.
You can still use.
I can have
Oh,
it.
he's using sorry.
So 10 divided by 2. 5.
He's boasting at a. Roll another d10.
5.
He's boasting at a performance between 5 and 30 people are there, so 5d6 people.
Cool.
So I guess he's just talking shit about how great he is.
Let's say
maybe.
5d6. Let's see.
I caught 20 rats.
Are you rolling for how many people are at his
Yeah.
performance?
So 3.
It's his recital. Oh no, recital's a separate entry.
Jesus, this is a well-attended rat boasting.
13.
Yeah.
Let's see. 19. Yeah. 19. And 23 people. so-
23. That's a pretty good
Are
performance.
enthralled about this guy's rat.
It's the
hunting
wizard
rats.
monologues. Tom, what would you have your evil wizard be doing? Things we haven't even touched on: experimenting, interrogating, sitting in state, feasting, feeling, political parties, lounging, entertainment, ceremonies, or
Experimenting,
experimenting. Of course, that's what he's experimenting on. By the way,
of course.
yeah,
4.
it's a D20 for this one. Rats.
Lame.
Give me my fucking rats back.
Oh wait, no. They're experimenting on not just on types of things, but types of experiments too.
Types, okay, that's
so what kind of
it's
experiments are-
rats, but
Well, we'll roll again.
3.
Well, that's rats again. It's
No.
3 through 4 is rats.
All right, let's something else.
All right.
7.
7. Ape. He's experimenting with apes. You have to roll above a 9. You have to get a 10 or above to determine experiment type.
Okay. 19.
19. Explosive.
Explosive apes.
Explosive ape experiments.
Yes. This is the most amazing experiment.
Technically, it's just one table. I'm just kind of extrapolating.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Ross, it's wizards like this are the reason we have manthers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not even. That's
They're
literally
just
how
sitting up there bored out of their minds doing God knows what.
Aaron, if you were in like a game of D&D, Pathfinder, whatever, and
Can someone roll a d20 for me? I want to find out what my evil wizard is feeling.
Okay.
17.
he's feeling happy. He's a happy evil wizard.
By exploding.
Or maybe it's because he's standing on heads.
I'm so happy.
Seriously, if you're in a game of D&D and like exploding apes are your encounter, are you gonna? One, is what the fuck, but two, you're gonna be cringing every time that table gets hit, right? I mean,
one of the meditating things is fetal levitating. So I guess levitating in the fetal position.
wow.
So there's you can also be on a nail bed. So, anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
So you just ran up and jumped on.
I think the 80s, they must have had like a severe fetish for tables.
Yeah, no, there's no other explanation. They fucking love their tables. So, anyways, this is endlessly. We'll come back to this
Sometime.
We should actually get to the actual thing.
Is there really an actual thing? I think.
Yeah, there's fucking pages of this. There's pages and pages.
There's actually a plot to this.
So, not really. It's just a place you go to. You just go there and you kill things.
That's more of a plot than I read.
So remember, we don't actually know how to get in because there's nothing. It's just descriptions of rooms and levels, and that's all there is. There's no like, how do you get in? If only the wizard staff can open doors to the outside, when does he leave the door open? Because he has a gatehouse with armed guards there. Is that enough? Or does he lock all his minions in his giant dungeon? Also, where do the surface exits come from? Those are unguarded. And anyone can walk in the surface entrances or exits. So in the Citadel itself, like the first level has the stables, armed guards, and a staircase leading into dungeon level 1 and going up to the other levels. Thing is, in that stairwell, there's an invisible stalker, which is an invisible monster that just beats the shit out of you. He just pummels you to death.
So that being said, is there any protection for the servants or the goblins or anybody who's living in there from the invisible stalker?
Only if they're accompanied by the wizard.
So that means they're all victims. They're either starving because
actually,
nobody
it's
can get
only
up.
by a wizard. He has apprentices. So
Okay.
So I guess those count as wizards. But yeah, if you're a stable boy or a guard, you're trapped on level 1. If like.
Wasn't the accompanying art, at least in one edition of the Monstrous Manual for the Invisible Stalkers, the blank page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like second AD&D. So yeah. So I like that.
We didn't have to pay anybody.
Second floor of the Citadel itself is the feasting hall and the kitchen, and there's slaves there. There's a, let's see here, there's a cook. What's his name?
George.
Let's see here. A dwarf named Camsheth.
Camshaft?
Camsheth.
Sorry.
Kamsheth.
Camshaft.
Yeah,
Camshaft?
I think we're going with camshaft. I think we're
Camshaft is easy.
that is better.
I'm not sure it is.
He got out of the pen a few years ago, and he needed to
Apparently, this guy also has like 6 or 7 apprentices, and all their rooms are in this like it's a pizza pie sort of divided. The Citadel is circular, and so it's this level, and so everyone, each of his apprentices gets a dorm room the size that's the shape, kind of like a pizza pie, pizza piece in dimensions, and they're all like living there, and they're all of a sudden they all have slightly different rooms. Except one guy has 2 women in his room, and so like he's that guy in the dorm basically.
Oh, shit.
In evil wizard dorm, he's that guy. And yeah, and the stairwell's guarded by a clay golem that will just murder people who aren't accompanied by a wizard. So,
Unaccompanied wizard.
yeah. Let's see here. Actually, it's or unless they chant the words Garfang Freeman. And it says the wizard this time, so maybe the apprentices don't count for this. So maybe
They have to say Garfang Freeman?
yeah, every single time they leave their dorm.
Okay, so no, I have to say it. Is Garfang Freeman like a relative of Morgan Freeman? No. You have to do an impersonation of Garfang.
I like also
Freeman?
the invisible stalker doesn't have that command word on.
Oh no, he's like just.
He's just like I'm gonna fight. He's just murdered like a dozen stable boys.
Maybe
like,
that's
on the
something
first
that
day
one of the
job.
apprentices came up with, and it just got out of hand, and the wizard hasn't been, couldn't be bothered to do anything about it. It's like, no, that's a natural consequence. You learn from that.
Yep. The next level has an alchemist who has a magic pool that lets him, or crystal that lets him see random things in space and time, but only he can use it. And that's what he does most of the time. He's just
So
channel stuff.
he can't direct it. It's just random.
Yeah, that's what it says.
But nobody else can look in it.
A magical pool of water that shows random events in space, time and space.
I can't believe they missed the opportunity to make a D100 chart for this shit.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right. I mean, well, multiple tables. Like,
Yeah.
roll for monster, roll for activity, roll for environment.
A dimensional shambler is buying pizza in the food court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have the wizard's chambers and his wizard throne room, and his wizard throne gives the evil wizard 50% more power in his spells when he's sitting on it. So that's his pad at the top of the citadel. But then we have the dungeon. Level 1 of the dungeon is actually low level stuff because it's like literally hundreds of goblins. It's like every single room, goblins. What's in this room? More goblins. This one's name is Gakhag. This goblin is
Gesundheit.
let's see here. There's Sub Chief Gakhag. And this one has 64 goblins, and here are all their hit points. It's just rows of numbers for hit points. Let's see here. Captain Parag. He's a bugbear, and he's in this room. And there's there's an army with 6 goblins here, and there's this room with more goblins, and then there's more goblins, and there's more
If you
goblins.
just read the sequence of the numbers with the names next to them as kind of a number station.
Only important chieftains get names. Most of them are just goblins. There are 32 quarrelsome goblin young pinned here for miscellaneous offenses. Lawful evil, AC 9, hit dice 1, HTK 11414233. Yeah, 1 1.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Notes for personal project. Do a tiny partial 1 paragraph, 1 room rewrite for this, where I list the name of every goblin with a hit point, and then at the end say, but don't worry too much about names, I wouldn't get too attached.
Yeah. Goblin Chief Larkarg, Goblin King Varsarg III.
The third.
Yeah, the third.
He's successful.
Oh yeah, like we need their names. We're just going to kill them for experience.
Yeah, that's all this is it's literally, this is like an old school video game. Like, you can see how the old school, like, first person dungeon crawl games, Eye of the Beholder and Wizardry and all these games got started because they were looking at D&D modules, and they were all just go in this room and kill these creatures, and go in the next room and kill these creatures, then go in here and kill these creatures.
And go to this other room and wait for it.
Yeah.
You kill things.
This room has carcasses and skeletal remains and some rats instead of goblins.
hunted them!
Level 2, it starts to get more varied because there's temples to evil gods. The war god Matu, and he has trolls protecting his thing, but there's a keeper of the war god Matu, Matu.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking over. I just looked over your, like, where your thumb is. Is that a magazine photograph of a stag beetle?
It's just stag beetle for no reason.
There's no purpose.
Is there like a giant stag beetle down there?
Nope. There is a riddle.
Fuck, of course there is.
There's a shitty riddle.
About stag beetles.
What's great is like, here's this riddle will guide you to the potion of healing.
That's a trap. All right.
It's a potion of healing. The most, there's a whole quest to get a fucking healing potion.
Jesus Christ.
There's actually other more powerful magic items with that, but they don't mention that in the poem. That there's actual worthwhile magic items. Anyways, I thought that was pretty fun.
Oh, wow.
A red herring riddle.
There's another temple to the god of thieves who won't help you, but he has a 30%. If you give him offerings, he might tell you about hidden treasure somewhere, but he has a 70% chance of lying to you. So
you just have to hope that you either roll against probability and can tell he's lying.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow.
Then there's a champion warrior who just lives in this level, and he's just a badass champion warrior. There's the asylum with random insane people that they feed refuse to, and they're just crazy people that are violent. And let's see here. There's a mimic that's pretending to be a chest. And
Well, okay.
yeah.
Like you do. That's pretty standard.
Then on level 2, here's where the arena is, and then there's a little village in it too, with a bar and a magic item shop.
Is that a knight chess piece?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a minotaur. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Minotaur chess piece.
Minotaur lizard.
Chess piece. Is that a lizard or what?
It's like coiled at the bottom. So
it's
okay.
Minotaur lizard snake.
a
thing.
lizardard.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, words.
Yeah, there's just stuff. I'm not even gonna go into it. There's a big arena of death. There's a lot of captured monsters there. One thing I will mention there. Okay, so there is a tavern here, Just because so there's, and this level also has the entrance to the surface, so you can just start on this level and walk in, fight some monsters, then go to the tavern. And
the tavern's not going to be filled with monsters that want to kick your ass. 'Cause you
no,
killed their
it's
friends.
filled with beautiful women, but who are armed with daggers and try to poison. They try to lure people away and then poison them. So
Because thanks 80s.
Yep.
That's like one, because for saying that women be crazy and not giving them any character or anything we can work with. So.
Yep. They serve the hungry warriors and tired travelers with aged wine and meats. Luring them to the stable, they steal their purses and leave them poisoned. Yep. And then there's a gaming parlor. There's 6 bouncers there, and you can play arm wrestling or cup and pee. And
Whoa. Cup and pee?
yeah, cup and pee ho actually. PEA.
No, I just wonder, what is this game?
I have no idea.
It's like guessing a shell game, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just an unfortunate name. Okay.
Well,
This is one of the wizard's favorites, so he has a 5% chance of being here watching Cup and Pee.
when he's not taking
Good old Cup and Pee.
When he's not hunting
Dwayne loves the Cup and Pee. It is thrilling to watch others engage in it. Do you not agree, Tor Axbell?
I would try. I am not going to king shame the wizard because I'm afraid of dying.
He's like, yes, of course, sir. It's very delightful. Shall I bring you another one? Sir?
Oh, yeah, yes. I forgot. This is my favorite. There's a fucking dentist.
So we're gonna.
Is it safe?
We're gonna run into goblins with the best.
He's a troll.
dental hygiene.
The dentist is a troll.
Oh wow!
And there's a waiting room and everything.
This sounds like a lot of weird personal venting
So
going on in this book.
did they have a little fourth wall breaking moment of there's like TSR magazines in the waiting cave?
No, they don't say anything about that. Remember, this is not put out by TSR. It's put
sorry.
out by Judges Guild.
Okay, sorry, judges.
And
It's like, hello, welcome to my office. If you have an appointment, please. I do take walk-ins.
yes, his secretary is a 6th level fighter, apparently, with a trident of submission. If she stabs you with it, you have to make a save or you be mind controlled by her for like 3d12 turns.
This is getting weird.
I guess that's what they use instead of anesthetic.
Floss!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, that song with brush your
Yeah, there's a graveyard with a funeral procession and fighters who are attending the funeral, and they're going crazy, and I'm not. It's just
That's
Even though taking life is my profession, it makes me insane.
the bottom 3 levels are all like these tombs where all the dead wizards are kept, and there's a group of 3 mind flayers called the Keepers of the Dead that watch after the dead wizards, but they're not even dead wizards because like half of them are undead, and they're just kind of sitting in their tomb and they won't come out. So I don't know if that's like a wizard equivalent of a nursing home where like get out of the way, Dweenar. It's Tolaxbell's time, and then Tolaxbell's shoved out of the way by Yamrag. Like
I
every
don't-
wizard's just like we need to get rid of the old
No,
wizard.
I'm fascinated by these mind flayers. Like, yeah, so how are the wizards? Like, oh, you know.
Well, they have an alliance. They maintain an alliance with the wizard in exchange for live victims.
And I still imagine like,
so their union has an agreement with them. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Mind Players
he
101.
says, like in the end, it is a mutually beneficial agreement. Oh yes, I highly agree that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, wizard brains are quite delicious sometimes.
No, they don't eat the wizard brains.
No, like, well, maybe occasionally we get a wizard brain.
Wow,
not
nice.
from one of
Probably a heroic adventure.
Yeah, heroic.
Or an
So,
apprentice who
do
did
we have to
something.
like write our own?
Oh yeah, or failed apprentices. Yeah.
What if we just like write our own adventure where it's essentially an assisted living home for liches?
Yeah, exactly.
You're rating you're rating that because
Every
they've got all
a
the-
high level wizard becomes immortal because none of them want to die, and we can't just destroy them forever, so we just shove them away in dungeons. Dungeons are nursing homes for undead wizards.
Please send your saying.
Not all of them are witches in this dungeon, though. Some of them are wights or specters. Or wraiths.
They have a very nice place to put your phylactery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here at Next Step Phylactery, we take very good care of your it's like senile
Shady
witch,
grooves.
warlock, or wizard.
Yeah. And of course, the liches are actually, the mind flayers are actually craftsmen too, because they do these tile works that on the walls that commemorate with the actions of the dead wizard or undead wizards. They don't specify who does the tile work, but who the fuck else is going to do it? The wizards won't even leave their tombs.
No, okay, my phrase. I'm an artist.
This is the tomb of Dweena. It is also entered by pressing the face of the evil wizard. Inside, the wizard is turned into a mummy. He will attack all who enter, but will not leave the room in pursuit. He guards a stone for the summoning and control of earth elementals. Wow. I would be so fucking bored if I was stuck in a tomb with just one.
From Dweemar.
Yeah. Dweena.
Yes, Tweener. We know you used to rule the tower. Yeah. How's it working out for you?
Did I ever tell you the time I once ruled here? Like, only about 6 million times.
Yeah, every single evil wizard has a tomb, and they're all described.
Wow.
Some of them are actually too weak to actually become undead, so there's just tombs with some loot in them. Well, of course, you have to kill the mind flayers to get to that point. Cartermog is the occupant of this tomb. His evils caused him to be turned into a white. Anyways. And then there's the bottom level where there's a demon. No, actually, this is level 4. Jesus fucking Christ. It's more dead things and treasure hoards and monsters. And there's a minotaur on this level. And then on level 5, there's some ghosts and a demon and more treasure. The demon Golgagarth.
Oh my god, no.
Are there tiny blue people to chase?
I didn't even think of that until Anyway, it's just hack and slash. There's just go to this room, kill these things, go to the next room, kill these things, sell your shit at the magic item shop on level 2, go to the tavern, try not to get poisoned.
Oh god, this dungeon even has a town hub.
Yeah, it does have a town hub. That's what I was saying. Like, oh my god. It's just the epitome of this. So whether it was Noah or Brian or whoever sent this, thank you.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do love that evil wizard random activity.
No, that's amazing.
I feel we should be let's see.
A party of wizards and randomly rolling what we're doing at the beginning of every day.
Yeah. Let's have a political party of a confederation.
All right, so that's our number from here. 6.
Inspecting.
Okay, that's...
Wait, so we're getting inspected by the Union of Wizards?
He's the wizard's inspecting something.
Okay, what am I inspecting? I'm inspecting 16.
Animals.
Okay.
My rats are safe!
Yeah. He's just... Or entertainment. Let's see.
All right, what was he entertained by? 12.
A prank.
He's pranking somebody.
He's pranking someone.
Right,
Pull my finger!
Does it say what the prank is? Or God damn it.
Let's see. He could be lounging. What's he doing? Lounging.
What's he's lounging for? 7.
Games.
Hey! And it came back to press.
It came back. So
On that note.
Yeah, we should end this so we can play a game. I'm sorry. It took so long.
It's okay. There's a lot to discuss on that.
Quite.